Hi, everybody. How would you like to make a bucket hat? If you're ready to make a bucket hat, stay tuned because we're going to get ready to make this hat now. We are going to make a granny square bucket hat. I've had some requests for bucket hats. So, are you ready? What I'm going to do is I have some leftover gray yarn. And I did purchase this at Joann's. And it's a pound of love and it's gray. I'm not sure if it's a light gray or regular gray, but it's gray. And then I'm going to use this pound of love from Joann's. And this is I believe it's a dark gray mix. I was going to say charcoal, but it's a dark gray mix, okay? So I'm also going to use a 4.0 millimeter hook. Alrighty, 4.0 millimeter hook. I'm not so sure if I think it's a G hook. That's what I think it is. These are 4 granny squares that I've already put together, leaving a strand, leaving the leftover strand, okay? So you see 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to make the last one with you, okay? And then after that, we're going to do an octagon shape granny. Well, it's an octagon. It's a granny. I can't say square because it's octagon. First, I'm going to show you how to do the granny square. I do have a video on it. There's another way to make a granny square, but this is the way I was taught in Girl Scouts. I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to close it. I'm going to go to the beginning of the first chain. And I'm going to slip stitch. Are you not cooperating with me or what? Or is my eyesight? Okay, here we go. We're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, here we go. We're going to chain 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. Now, these 3 chains already counts as a double crochet, so we're going to do 2 more. 1, 2. Then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And we're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, I just went in, pulled the yarn through. I pulled through 2, pulled through 2. All right? That's in case you don't remember how to do a double crochet. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to wrap, go through the circle, pull the yarn through, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, I'm going to do one more. So there you have, this is 6 right now double crochets. I just made a corner. This space here with the 2 chains makes a corner. So I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to make another corner by chaining 2. 1, 2. And I'm going to go right back in again and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2. Hold on, I got to pull my yarn. Okay, so this, I just did 2 right here. I just did 2. So we're going to do one more. Okay, so now, when you look at this, we have 4 sets of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I want to close it up so that it becomes a square. So what does Nisi do? Nisi chains 2, 1, 2 chains. Now, you see this? This is the chain 3 that we did. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go to the very top of the chain and I'm going to slip stitch to close it. See, I just closed it. Then I'm going to go and slip stitch through the tops of the 2 remaining double crochets. I'm taking my crochet hook and I'm going to go right here, right under. See this? You see right here? Can you see? I want to make sure you see where I'm going. I'm going right in here on top of the double crochet and I'm going to slip stitch. And then I'm going to do it again here at the 3rd double crochet, because remember the chain 3 is also a double crochet. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to slip stitch through. Then where you see this open corner here, I'm going to go in, I'm going to pull the yarn through and slip stitch again. I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to add the mixed gray. I almost forgot. Now you don't have to. I mean, if you want, you can make your bucket hat all one color. Or you can get what they call the variegated colors, the mixed colors, and use that for a bucket hat. That would be a wild bucket hat too with all the different colors. Okay, so, oh, did you see what I did? Now remember, you saw me cut it and I just tied it. You see the knot here? All I did was tie it to connect it. So now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Whoops. Now I'm going to chain 2 because we're making a corner. 1, 2. I'm going to go right back in this corner, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I just made a corner for the 2nd row. So we're going to go to the very next corner. Now, mind you, when I do my granny squares, some people, they chain 1 in between the 3 double crochets, but I don't do that. You can do that if you want, but I choose not to do that, okay? So we're going to wrap, go into this next corner, and we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And do 3 more double crochets because we're making a corner. 1, 2, 3. Now we have 2 corners. All right? So we're going to go to the next corner and we're going to do 3 double crochets. We're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. We have 1 more corner left right here. This is our last corner. And we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, move this out the way. 3, Going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. All righty. Now we're going to start our next row. We're going to start our third row. So you see 1, 2, 3, and your fourth corner. All right. So we're going to close this up. Remember, I said go to the top of the third chain and you're going to slip stitch. And then you're going to go to the top of the 2 double crochets and you're going to slip stitch. See, I just slip stitched into the double crochet, and this is the last double crochet. I'm going to slip stitch. Then I'm going to go into the corner, slip stitch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn back to the lighter gray. So I'm going to cut my yarn, and I'm going to tie it in a knot. And now we're going to start the third row. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to go into the corner, pull the yarn through, pull through 2, pull through 2. I just did 3 double crochets, including this chain 3. I'm going to chain 2 and go right back in this corner and do 3 more. Now, when we did the second row, we developed a new space. So we're going to go right into the space. Do not chain 1, just go right into the space and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then we go to the corner and do a corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. I'm going to finish this round and come back to start the fourth row. So I crocheted all around with the lighter gray, and you see my corners, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to close it up once again. Top of the chain 3 slip stitch, top of the double crochet, pull the yarn all the way through and slip stitch, top of the last double crochet, slip stitch, and now we're getting ready to do our last row because we're doing 4 rows. We're going to go into the corner, pull the yarn through and slip stitch, and then I'm going to change to the darker gray. And you don't see my loose yarn anymore because I went and I slip stitched through the back to hide it. All right, that's what I did. I weaved in my ends, and I did it using my crochet hook. So I'm tying it in a knot. We're doing our last row. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochets because the chain 3 is a double crochet. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now we have 2 spaces to get into before we get into the corner. Each time you go around and around each row, you get more spaces to go into to do your 3 double crochets before you get to a corner. And you can keep doing this until you get a big granny blanket. All right, this is a start of a large baby blanket, adult blanket, whatever size blanket you want to make. You can make a blanket just doing this. All right, so we're going to do 3 double crochets in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to go into the next space. 3 double crochets. Now we're at the corner, and we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the corner. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now, you finish up the rest of this row going all the way around, and I'll show you what we're going to do next after completing this square. Alrighty? And I just want to show you how I weaved in the ends. I just took my crochet hook and I went into the back under this yarn here. See how I'm going in the back? I'm going in the back. See, I just went in the back and behind. I grabbed my yarn here and I'm pulling it all the way through. See? That's how I did it. Then I'm going to go to this set of the 3 double crochets. I'm going to go in. Alrighty, I'm going to grab the yarn, grab the strand, and I'm going to pull all the way through. See, like that. And then I take my scissors and I cut, and be careful how you cut. And that's it. It's gone. See? I weaved in all the ends just like that. So I'm going to finish going around and I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. All right? Okay, so I went around the last row, which is row 4. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the 3rd chain to close it, and into the top of the 2 double crochets. Alrighty. And I am going to go into the corner and I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, did I go too fast? Okay, so I slip stitched into the top of the 3rd chain and into the 2 double crochets. So we're done with the 4 rows. I'm going to go into the corner and I'm going to slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 1 and cut my yarn, pull the yarn all the way through. So now we have our granny square. This is where we put the squares together. So as you can see, I did not weave in ends here yet, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this last square together with the other 4. Okay. Wait, I want to weave in this end. I weaved in the end because I didn't want it to be in my way. Okay, so I'm going to take this square and I'm going to attach it here. And how I'm going to do that, I'm going to put it together like this, and I'm going to make sure that the corner and the 3 double crochets match together on both sides. See that? And so what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet through the tops of the double crochets. So I'm getting my gray. I'm going to make a loop. Okay, I don't want it that big. I'm going to make a loop. Okay, now I'm going to go see this first double crochet here, and there's a chain here. I'm going to go into this chain, and I'm going to go into 1, 2, third double crochet. I'm going to go into the top of this chain after that first double crochet. And you see my loop? I'm going to attach my loop onto the crochet hook. I'm going to pull it so it's tighter. Okay? And I'm going to pull the yarn. I'm going to pull the loop on the crochet hook all the way through. You see that? You want me to do it again? Okay, I'll do it again. I have something in my throat, so if you hear me clear my throat, I apologize. All right, this is the top of the chain on this granny square, and this is the top of the other chain before that first double crochet. I got my loop. Where's my loop? I grab my loop and I attach it to the hook, and I'm going to pull it through the chains. So you're just like that. All right. So here's the first double crochet right here. I'm going to go into this first double crochet, and I'm going to go into this first double crochet in the second granny square, because it should be back to back. I'm going to pull the yarn through. What I'm doing is we're single crocheting. That's what we're doing. And I'm making sure my double crochets match up to the back of this double crochet. That's what I'm doing. I'm going through all the double crochets, and I'm doing a single crochet. Now, mind you, I'm not doing it in the space between. I'm not doing it in here, in this space. I'm just going into the tops of the double crochet. You see this here? I'm going into the first one here, and see the back? I'm going into the first one here in the back. And I'm doing a single crochet. That's what I'm doing all the way down. All right. Remember, I'm not going in between the 3 double crochets. I'm just going into the top of the double crochets, and I'm doing a single crochet. You see? That's what I'm doing. Just into the tops of the double crochets, not in the spaces between. So I just did the last double crochet, and I'm going to go into the first chain here. I'm going to go into the top of this chain and the top of the chain in the back. of the other granny, and I'm going to do a single crochet. All right, I'm going to cut the yarn. And I'm going to slip stitch to close it and pull it. Okay? So we just did that. So now we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to close this up. And we're going to do the same thing that I just showed you. We're going to go into the top and do this so that it's all together, okay? And then we're going to do the top, and that's the octagon that I'm going to show you. So let's put this together, shall we? I'm going to get my yarn. I'm going to make my loop. Here we go, loop-de-loo. All right. I just made my loop. 1, 2, third double crochet. I'm going to go to the top of this chain before the first double crochet and to the top, 1, 2, 3, to the top of this chain in the granny that's behind this one. I'm going to grab the loop and I'm going to pull it all the way through the 2 chains, just like that. And we're going to go through the tops of all the double crochets and we're going to do a single crochet. All right, here we go. The top at this, we're at the top of this double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and at the top of the double crochet behind this one. I hope I'm making myself clear. And we're going to single crochet. Okay, so we're going to go through both granny squares at the top of the double crochets, and we're going to single crochet. Whoop. I want to make sure I'm getting it. Okay. You want to make sure this side meets up with the other side. See? And it matches up pretty good. Okay, so we have two more sets of the 3 double crochets to put together. And remember, I'm not going in between the 3 double crochets. I'm just going into the double crochets. See how they meet up? See? I'm just going into the top. And here we go, we're at the end. And I'm going to go into the first chain on both sides. I'm going to single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 because I'm going to do a slip stitch. So I'm going to cut my yarn and pull it all the way through to tighten it. All right. And see, after I finish the hat, that's when I'll worry about weaving in the ends. And you're going to weave in the ends in the back is where you're going to weave in the ends. And if your yarn is long enough, you can use a large eye needle. You can use a large eye needle, especially if it's long like this. But this size, you can weave it in two. Okay, so it's whatever you prefer, either the crochet hook or the large eye needle. So now, here we go. We have our bottom of the hat right here. Okay. Okay, do you see it better now? This is the bottom of the hat. Okay, so we're going to do the top. And that's also going to be 4 rows. But this time we're going to have 5 corners. Okay, we make our loop. This time we're going to chain 5. Oh, I don't want this much. Hold on a minute. Make it a little smaller. Okay. Now, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? We're chaining 5 instead of 4 because we're doing an octagon shape. We're going to go to the first chain and we're going to do a slip stitch and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So this time we're going to make 5 corners. And remember, this chain 3 is a double crochet. So we're going to do 2 double crochets. All right, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to do 3 double crochets because we're making a corner. 1, 2, 3. That's 1 corner. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so right now we have 1, 2, and 3 corners. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to do 3 double crochets again. 1, 2, 3. Now remember, it's supposed to be an octagon, and we're not supposed to have 4 corners. We're going to have 5 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. You have the chain 3 and 2 double crochets. So this is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2. Okay? 3 double crochets, chain 2. Did I make myself clear? Should I go back? Do I need to go back? Do you want me to start over? Okay. Okay, so I did 3 double crochets. Oh, I'm sorry. I did 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you only need 1 more set of the 3 double crochets. So since I did that, I'm going to chain 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do 1 set of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So now We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to make the 5th one. 1, 2. Ooh, I hope I'm not confusing you. Okay, so we did 1 set, 2 double crochets, 1 set, 2 double crochets, 1 set of two chains, another set. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I got to do another double crochet here. Okay, so I'm going to sit this down. Okay, so do you see? Or maybe I should raise it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to chain 2 because we got to make that corner. 1, 2. And I'm going to slip stitch in top of the chain 3, then in top of the 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to go into the corner because I want to change my color. And I'm going to do a slip stitch. I'm going to cut my yarn. Now see, look. Here's your 5 corners. You see the 5 corners? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to add my mixed gray. All right, now you're going to get a better look of the octagon. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Chain 2. 1, 2. 3 more double crochets. And remember, you don't do any chaining in between the 3 double crochets. You only chain 2 in the corner. So now we did our first corner. Now we're going to do the second corner. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Go to the next corner. 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, we're going to go to the next corner. We have to go to these 2 corners. And you'll get a better look because we just did 1, 2, 3. Now we got to do 4, 5. 3 double crochets. Chain 2. 3 double crochets. Here's our last corner. This is our last corner. 3 double crochets. Chain 2. 3 double crochets. Oh, thread's in the way. 3 double crochets. All right, now we're going to close it. We're going to go into the top of the chain 3, slip stitch, top of the 2 double crochets with a slip stitch, Then I'm going to go into the corner and do a slip stitch. And I'm going to go back to the light gray. Now you don't have to keep switching colors back and forth if you don't want to. It's however you want to do your granny square. You can have just one solid color. You can maybe just make the center one color and do the rest, the other 3 rows, a different color, however you want to do it. Or you can get the variegated or the mixed color yarn and make it with that without having to cut and tie. Just to see, I'm going to try that too, just to see how it looks. I'm going to try that. All right, so now, oh yeah, I just want you to see that now it's an octagon. You have your 5 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoops, and 5. You see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so chain 3, 3 double crochets. Remember, when you do your new row, the 3 chains counts as a double crochet. I'm going to chain 2 and go right back in and do 3 double crochets. So now we have a space here. So we got to go into the spaces and do our double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then you go into the corner and do your 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and right back in. Do your 3 double crochets to make your corner. And when I teach my class at the community center, I always say, look back. When you're doing the corners, look back to see how you did the other corners. Okay? That's all you have to do. Look back and see how you did the corners. Okay? And you see here, there's your space. And you're going to have more spacing as you grow, as it gets bigger and bigger. So I did my corner, and there's a space here. So I'm just going to do 3 double crochets because it's not a corner. I'm just going into the spaces. Okay, you got that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish up row 3 and row 4. And I'm going to come back to you and show you how to put the hat together. I'm also going to weave in the ends. All right, because it's bugging me seeing it. Okay, see? So I did my 3 double crochets. I did my 3 double crochets in the spaces, and then I did another corner here, another corner here, and I'm going to go back around. You have to do this corner and this corner, and I'll meet you not here because I'm going to meet you when I do the 4th row, because we did 1, 2, and we're working on the 3rd. And I'm going to go ahead and do the 4th row, and I'll come back to you and we'll put the hat together. As you can see, I finished the 3rd row, and I went ahead to do the 4th row. Okay, and I went all the way around to the 5 corners, and I went into the spacings in between and did my 3 double crochets. Okay, that's what I did. And you see, it does look like an octagon. So, I'm going to close this up, and we're going to put the top and the bottom of the hat together. Okay. I just got to cut this and do my slip stitch. Okay, so I want to hide this. Oh, I want to weave in the ends because I don't want it showing when I put the hat together. See? And I'm going to weave in this end because I don't want to see this either. You see how I'm doing it? I'm just hiding it in the back. All right, you see that? And I'm going to cut it. Cut, cut, cut. Okay. All right, so here is the octagon. Well, I think I want to weave in the ends before I show you how to put the hat together, because the ends are going to get in the way. I weaved in my ends because I didn't want them to be in my way as I show you how to put the top of the hat together. So what we're going to do, because remember it's an octagon, we're going to take the top, and remember how I showed you how to meet the front and how to meet the two sides with the single crochet? We're going to do the same thing. You're going to take your top and you're going to start from the ends, okay? And you're going to do this side, this side, this side, and they're going to all meet up. Okay, so I'm going to start it. I got my loop, 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 loop. Wait a minute, I'm going to make a loop. Okay. I have my two together. Make sure it's right side up, not bottom up. You want it right side up. And we're going to start putting the top of the hat together. Then we'll do the brim. So I'm going to go to the top of the first chain right after the double crochet. I'm going to go to the top of the first chain. Okay. Here's the back. We're going to go to the top. I'm going to grab my loop, tighten my loop, and we're going to go through the two chains. All right. And then we're going to meet the backs together. And we're going to single crochet. 1, 2, we're going to single crochet on the top of each double crochet. We're going to single crochet. Right, make sure it's even. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're single crocheting into the double crochets. And we're going to do this all the way around. Okay? all the way around. I'm just meeting up with all the double crochets. You see that? You see that? Here's the last set of double crochets. And we're going to go all the way around just like that. When you get to the corner here, do a single crochet as well. Do a single crochet. As a matter of fact, let me see. I want to see how to make this. Do a single crochet. Let me see. Look to see where it meets. It meets here. This is where they meet. So I'm going to say do 2 single crochets in the corner and then meet up with the double crochets. There you go. I mean, then do the single crochets. Yeah, okay. So do 2 single crochets in the corner and then meet up. 1, 2, 3 with the double crochets. Okay. There you go. Just make sure they meet. Come on. Oh, shoot. Wait, let me back up a little bit. I got to see where it meets up. One, two, here it is. It's right here. Okay. Here's the corner. So do 1 single crochet in this corner and 1 single crochet in the next corner. And then meet up with your double crochets. 1, 2, there you go. Okay. There you go. Oh, there you go. Okay. So just make sure they meet and go all the way around. And I'll see you after I finish going all the way around, okay? I'll be back. So now I went all the way around, connecting the top part to the bottom, okay? Now I'm at the end and I'm gonna slip stitch. Let me see, where do I want to go? I guess I'll go right here. Whoops. And I'm gonna slip stitch. and cut. All right, and pull it tight. And I'm gonna pull it through because I'm gonna weave in the end later. I'll weave in the ends. There. So now we're gonna do the brim. We're gonna look at the bottom part and we're gonna do the brim. I'm gonna take my gray. I'm gonna make my loop. All right. I'm gonna go to this corner right here. I'm gonna go in this corner, take my loop, okay, pull it through, and I'm gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3, which counts as a double crochet. After I chain 3, I'm gonna do 2 more double crochets. Whoop. 1, 2. I did my 3 double crochets. I'm going to go to the next corner and do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you got that? We started here with the chain 3 and 2 double crochets in this corner. In this corner here. Now we're in the next corner. And we did 3 double crochets here. We're going to do 3 double crochets here. Here we're going to do something different. 1, 2, 3. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. When you get to the middle part, the third, okay, and you could mark it if you want. You can use a piece of yarn, or you can use what I have are these pins, or you could use a safety pin as well. And you could mark the center, the middle part, so that you know, okay, so that you know when you get here, I'll mark it again. Okay, see, 1, 2, 3, right here in the middle. You can mark it, because that's where you're gonna do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, okay? So now I'm gonna move the pin. So we just did the corner, then we did 3 sets here. So now that we're at the middle, the third space, because you count the corner as 1. 1, 2, the third space, you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Alrighty? Just in that part, just in the middle part. Then when we get to this space and the corner, we're just going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now here we are at the corner. We're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go to the next corner and we're going to do 3 double crochets. So we're just going to repeat around. 2, 3. The next space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now here we're at the middle, we're at the center, we're at number 3. And I'm going to take the safety pin out. And we're going to do 2 double crochets. Chain 2, 2 double crochets. Okay, and then in this space and the corner, we're going to do 3 double crochets. Okay, and we just work our way around, repeating. All right? So remember, when you get to the middle part, okay, you have the corner here. That's 1, 2, 3. When you get to the third space, you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Then you do 3 double crochets until you get to the middle space again. One, 2, 3. Now we're at the next square. 3 double crochets here, 3 double crochets here, and 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in the third space. 1, 2, 3. Second space, 1, 2, 3. Third space, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And then 3 double crochets in the next 2 spaces. So repeat this all the way around. And I'll come back to you. Okay? Just finish all the way around, and remember, in the middle space, 1, 2, the third space, that's when you do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now that I've gone all the way around, I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. I'm going to cut my yarn because I'm going to change to my last color. And I'm going to slip stitch all the way through. Make it tight. I'll weave in the ends later. I'm going to make the next 2 rows the darker gray. Where I closed in here, I'm going to make a loop with this. I'm going to make a loop. Okay. And I'm going to join in the same area where I closed it here. I'm going to join it. with my loop. And I'm going to chain 3. Move this out the way. Wait a minute. Okay. Now I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And this counts as a double crochet. And I'm going to do 2 more double crochets. 1, 2. And I'm going to tie these 2 together. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie these 2 together. There. Okay, so I did my chain 3. I did 2 double crochets. And now the corner here, where the single crochet lines up here, we're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. We're going to do that here now. So if you want, you can mark it here. And you can take your other piece of yarn or clip or safety pin and mark it here where you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So when you get to the middle part here between the 2 squares where we did the single crocheting to put the squares together, I'm going to take this pin out and I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to go into these spaces here, including this chain 1 space in the middle, and we're just going to do 3 double crochets all the way around. I mean, not all the way around, but until you get to the next corner. 3 double crochets. And see here, I'm at that chain 1 space. We're just going to do 3 double crochets. These 2 spaces here, we're just going to do 3 double crochets. Now, we're here where we meet the 2 squares and where we did the single crochet. I'm going to remove the pin. Whoop. And I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to do 3 double crochets in these spaces here. And once I get into this area, it's 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. And I'm going to finish going around the hat and come back to you for the last row. And I decided I'm not going to change colors then. I'm finishing up my row. And remember where I had the 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 doubles? I'm doing 3 double crochets here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And this is where we started this row. This is where we started. And remember when we came here between the the spaces between the 2 corners, we did the 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 doubles. So now we're going to do our last row, and I'm not going to switch colors. I'm just going to go to the top of the chain 3. I'm going to slip stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch in the double crochet. I'm going to slip stitch in the next double crochet. I'm going to go in this corner and slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be 2 double crochets because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. And this time, since it's the last row, I'm just going to do 3 double crochets all the way around. All the way around, I'm going to do 3 double crochets. Okay? So just do 3 double crochets in every space. Alrighty? Just continue and do your 3 double crochets in every space. And I'll come back to you. So now I've gone all the way around, just doing 3 double crochets, and it's time to close the hat. So I'm going to slip stitch here. On the top of the chain 3, I'm going to slip stitch, top of the double crochet, slip stitch, top of the next double crochet, and I'm going to go into this space right here. I'm going to go into this space, okay, and I'm going to slip stitch, and I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to slip stitch and weave in the ends, and here is your hat. Here is your bucket hat. Okay, folks, that's the end of this tutorial. I'll be back with more. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.